I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday. RFL, where my demons dwell, my own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up, climbing and climbing. I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stands up, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking, you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm tired of the pain. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. Did it die, yeah. Did it die. Did it die. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. Did it die. Wait. Did it die. Wait. Did it die.
Whatever you want, I'll be whatever you want. Just tell me you love me or not, whatever it costs. I know I'm talking a lot, there's something I gotta get off. Don't wanna be this no more, I don't wanna drink no more. Always gotta do the most, thinking that I'm insecure. Really should've listened more, but I don't of course. I'm an asshole, I'm a good guy, I'm your best friend, I'm the worst type. Tell you everything that you heard right, just so I can fuck on the first night. Feel like I'm losing hope, running from coast to coast. I don't know where to go, this all I've ever known.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and yes, you just heard it. We are here for the round 2 of RFL. We are here in the good old US of A for the Miami Grand Prix. As you can see, I am having slight issues with my Qualcomm, who is constantly disconnecting for some reason. But we'll try and get him in and see what happens. But yes, as you can see, the standings are on screen. Let's see, it's constantly saying disconnected. For me, for Sam, I have no idea what's going on there. But yeah, as you can see, the standings are on screen. Drivers and the constructors, with obviously Paraquicks in the current lead of the championship, with TTM Pred in second. Rapid is sitting currently third, with Antmaz in fourth, and then obviously we have Scott W in fifth, Tom Gorian in sixth, Adam Lee 7th, Cal 17 F1 in 8th, TM Kirby, our very own resident American, in 9th, and JDMFA in 10th. Then obviously SC Crystal in 11th, So Fresh in 12th, and then NT25 in 13th. Then we have XR Center in 14th, Futile Rydog in 15th, Kendall in 16th. Yep, I'll send you an invite in 1 second, Sam. And then we have Kozlesko, Owen Howell, XL Rosberg, Anta Beacon, Alpha Arty, Angelissimo, Kyle 1009, and I think that's supposed to be Dial World. But then we are, for the constructors, we have Red Bull in the lead with Alpha Tauri second, Williams third, Alpine in fourth, McLaren fifth, Haas in sixth, Aston Martin seventh, Alfa Romeo in eighth, Ferrari in ninth, and Mercedes in 10th with 0 points. Let's try and get a party going so we can get Sambo in here and see what happens if I try and invite him. Where is Sambo? There he is. So let's see if the invite to the party works. And we can hear him. Are you there, Sam? Okay, yep, I can hear you.
That's fine. I think it was just an issue on my end for some reason.
Well, I've just been told we have a 5-minute delay because we are waiting for a driver. But I was just running through the standings and the constructors
Yeah,
with
the stream
everybody.
open while you was waiting for the stuff to connect.
So, well, obviously, Paraquix, is he actually here this week?
Yes, he is.
He is. So he is
He's,
here
I
to...
believe, 5th or 6th from the last time. Just down below
Um,
Vapid.
Wait, I think he's in... Is he not supposed to be in Red Bull? Oh, he is in the Red Bull. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, he is
Ignore
Red
me.
Bull.
He is Red Bull.
Yes. The person we're missing, actually, I think we don't know if we're missing where he's here or not, is Pred.
Well, obviously Red Bull are in the lead of the constructors. Paraquix is in the lead of the Drivers' Championship. NT25, who is Paraquix's teammate, is down in 13th. I believe he crashed out in Brazil.
Something along those lines. He didn't have the best of races. Like overall, I think the entire race weekend was kind of a bit of a disaster for him. He'll be looking for a little bit better going into this.
Yeah. Good evening, Kirby. How are we? Yes.
Hopefully enjoyed the intro.
Yeah, hopefully you caught the intro. I played the US national anthem. Well, I would say a snippet of the US national anthem, Star Spangled Banner. Because I mean, I knew I had roughly about 1:40. And the national anthem itself is about 4.5 minutes long, and I was like, yeah, I can't really play 4.5 minutes, so I found a chopped down version. It was like a 1:41 or something. He's put, you guys are going to okay. Do you know what? I thought it would make a pretty good one because we're in Miami. I wanted one with the American flag in the background because, I mean, every time you think of America and the American national anthem, the first thing everybody thinks of is the flag. So that's what I wanted, and I actually found one. But yeah, I've got a couple of ideas when we get to Australia as well. Wait, are we going to Australia?
I believe so. It's near. I'm not sure if it's in near end of
Okay,
season or not.
let's have a
I'll
look at the
quick
calendar.
check for you.
Let's have. I've already got it on stream.
Yes.
Yes, round 6.
It's round 6. Yes.
So, I mean, we will. I will definitely have something special for that, and I don't know. I don't actually know if we have any drivers that are Australian.
No, we don't.
Well, hopefully someone who's watching.
Oh yeah, no, it's a different one I'm thinking of.
Well, hopefully
we have this from
someone.
New Zealand.
Hopefully someone who's watching is Australian, and they get the reference when I do it because it's my auntie's Australian. So, but yeah, just as everybody's readying up, I do have.
Is this the right circuit on screen?
Yes.
Is that Miami?
Yes.
Oh, it looks like Bahrain. I don't know why.
No, that's Miami.
No, it looks very similar. I don't know why.
Yep, that's Miami. But yeah,
I think the American version of Monaco, if you really want to think about it, with a bit more speed or a bit more overtaking.
actually, that might not be the right one.
That's what I'm thinking.
It was under Miami, but I don't know. Anyway, I had the track intro over anyway, so everybody got to see the speeds and stuff like that in the race. I would say this is a fairly unknown track. I mean, I've ran it a couple of times, only in social races, not in an actual race. Yeah, I know Vapid, it's Bahrain. It did say it was Miami, but
I thought that looked like Bahrain.
I mean, to be fair, in my defence, I did it at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I mean,
right.
I wasn't
Fairness
really,
is a thing.
yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to what was actually happening. But I mean, ooh,
Looks like it's dry at the moment.
yep,
Because as I say, if you can see the full track map, you can see it's slightly different.
um,
Basically, I
yeah.
believe this is a Tilka track, unless I'm wrong on that front.
I have no idea, but the only thing I can say is this is going to be an interesting one because when I had the social race here, didn't go exactly the best. Um, it was a bit. I wouldn't say it was messy. It was just more. Turn 1 and turn 2 in Miami is the hardest corners to take because if I mean turn 2, I kept spinning on the inside corner. Every time I touched it, I would just automatically spin and hit the wall.
I mean, some of the curbs in this game do tend to just spit the cars out. It's just one of those things that does happen. It's like just a general pattern with this game. I've found it's some of the curbs are forgiving, some of them are not. You just get lucky or not. It's kind of a little bit of RNG as to whether you do or not.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I think people have kind of started getting used to it. Just because of obviously the game's been out for a while, and I think this was probably the first track everybody jumped on to see what's like. I tell you one thing though, the part that XCR Centre's coming through now is one of the worst parts on a track.
It's not good for overtaking or when you're buying a car, but when you're on your own, if you get it right, it's actually quite satisfying.
Yeah, but when your tyres are worn down and you come through there, it's like driving through an ice rink. Also, the second last corner, the one he's coming up to now, that one's kind of hard to judge. Because if you brake too soon, you're obviously going to clip the wall on the inside, and if you brake too late, you're going to hit the wall on the outside. So, it's kind of hard. Parts of this track are, I would say, technical. Other parts are just basically trying to get as much speed as possible.
It's weirdly in a way of thinking about it. It's a little bit like Baku in terms of there's a little
Yeah.
bit of technical sectors, but then there's a lot of straight line speed
Oh
to
no,
go along with it.
you've hit the nail on the head there, Sam. It's definitely like Baku. Baku is one of the most technical tracks I've ever seen, especially with the castle section. So, I mean that little circle, that little S section under the bridge with how close it is kind of like the castle section. You can mess it up quite easily, and if you do mess it up, it will give you massive damage. So, but
The blue Senna hasn't been validated, so the next car behind was Ants Mazhus and all that. Just
yep. Let's see, there is Ansmaz.
a man who missed out on some good big points last week due to a strategy call which didn't quite go his way. So he'll be looking for a little bit of redemption this week.
Yep. Also to note as well, we do have, I believe, I have a couple of reserves. Wolsey is here. Alpha R8.
Yep. As NT has already crashed
Yep.
in the first sector.
I think his name's Dillworld. I think. I think that's how we pronounce it. The Alfa Romeo driver.
Also to note, we have another new driver who we didn't have here last week, Alpha Arty. So there's going to be interesting to see how he gets on in the fellow McLaren.
Yep. Well, Ansmaz is about to come across 1:27.3.
7-3.
That's going to be the benchmark time, I believe it
Next
is.
car behind, I believe, is it JDM?
It's
or
Adam
is it
Lee.
One of the Adam Lee.
Yep. Adam Lee comes across. It's a 1:30.4.
30.4.
I don't think that's his fastest. There's a Haas next, but I believe it's Scott W. So we'll see what time Scott can put in. It's a 1:28.5.
28.5.
Aston Martin next, which is probably going to be Cal.
Yep, you're correct.
29.8.
P3.
Yep, not bad. Mercedes next.
Mercedes behind.
Wellesley, I
That'll
believe, is
be
on.
Wellesley was just the starter
lap.
lap.
Alpine?
That'll be, I
Kirby?
think Tom Gorian is next. If
Uh,
complete up, 28.6 exactly.
Yep, from him, a Red Bull is next. I believe Paraquix is not on a fast lap, so
Yeah, Para, I believe, has just started. No, he's going to have to go for a second lap. He's obviously screwed up on his first lap.
so
Because
fresh
we have
next.
another Ferrari coming through as well. So Fresh and JDM about the same time. So about slow lap there from So Fresh. Would expect maybe a little bit quicker from JDM a 130.7.
Yeah, I definitely think that's not an actual full lap. I think he's probably just on an out lap. But Vapid comes across 128.2, puts him P2. So a good lap from Vapid.
Yep.
Angelissimo,
Well,
I believe, is next. Nope, he's in the pits.
nope, he's gone to bits. So
Kirby.
having a bit of a while we go through, and as a drywall spun, DYL is spun, or spun the middle sector. I had a chat with some of the drivers beforehand, and some of the drivers are not feeling the most confident around here. One of them was Vapid, so we'll have to see how that works out for him in the Williams.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Alpha Arty's just improved to P6, or actually put himself up to P6. To be fair, I don't think a lot of people are comfy with this track. I mean, it's not to say the track's bad, because I do genuinely actually love this track. I think it's just the
Here
fact
comes
that
Wilsey across the line while
Yep,
you're talking.
124.
By the way, to note, Wilsey may well not be as quick this weekend because I believe he
Yeah,
has turned line off.
he's racing with no line. He's basically wanted just to straight up turn it off. Which, I mean, fair play. It's ballsy move. I definitely wouldn't do it.
I could do that either because honestly, I'd probably end up losing. I'd probably end up losing a braking zone, at least one braking zone around the lap.
Well,
never mind a race.
I tell you what. When you're in VR, you can't run racing line because you can't see it. So I tried VR with Imola and missed every single corner. So that kind of gives you a clue what I'd be like with no racing line. But I believe
Senna's about to start in a lap. He invalidated on his first in the Alpha Tauri. It's sometimes very hard to not say Alpha Tauri, not in saying Alfa Romeo by accident. I know I used to do that a lot. Oh! That is a big crash. What's happened there?
I have no idea. I'm on board with.
Senna's just crashed, and I am. It's like his car just dipped slightly into the wall, and then the wheel, and then he travelled about 50 feet further down the road with 3 wheels.
Yeah, I've seen a lot weirder in this game. Dill World in the Alfa Romeo has set a purple sector too.
I'm going to see if I can record that and see if it caught it. I'll maybe show you that later on and see exactly what happened there, because I'm not sure what happened there. Anyway, moving on to the other action. I believe we have Checo, who is coming around to complete a lap. If you're still...
Yep, Dill World just improved to P8, so really good lap from him.
Checo's invalidated. In the middle sector.
So I think Tom Gorian is on. Nope, Tom Gorian has invalidated. So most people on outlaps, 2 people who are on laps are invalidated. I think Dill World will be coming back in. And Culture Clash has said, "Oi oi lads, tackle Lulu."
That is the other commentator.
Yep.
Which hasn't yet made an appearance. He may well make an appearance at some point this season, potentially.
Yeah,
If,
it will do.
Go ahead.
It will do at some point. And I really need to move
We
that.
need to somehow shoehorn you into all this to get you a little bit of seeing how the dynamic works.
1 minute, I need to move this because it can't be seen. There we go. That's better. Let's have a look. So, Adam Lee's on a timed lap. I believe the Aston Martin of Cal is just about to start a lap. Scott W.
Behind him, Scott is warming his tyres.
Yep.
Or getting tire temp in his tyres to start a lap.
I need one of you to pull a sickie so I can hop on. Yeah, we can arrange it, don't worry. So let's see who is going to be the first person. I believe it's going to be an Alpine, which is Tom Gorian. Nope, Tom is invalidated. McLaren just behind him, which is Ants
big snap of the rear from Scott in the first few corners. Just on board with the Haas driver there. He did have a moment, but did manage to save the car. And it may well have lost him some time, but he did save it.
Well, Ants is going even quicker. Let's see what his time's going to be. He comes up to the final corner, across the line, and he did 123 tenths faster, 127.0. Putting a stamp on
9
it.
tenths quicker than Para at the moment.
Vapid's just starting his lap. I believe Alpha Artie's just starting his lap. The Alpha Romeo of Adam Lee is on a timed lap. Let's see what Adam Lee can do. Can he improve from 130.4? Oh! He's just spun and lost his front wing. That's not ideal from
That is
Adam
very
Lee.
easy to do in that corner.
Yeah,
that
it
is
definitely
a very
is.
easy thing to do, considering the banking of how that corner works.
Aston Martin is next. I believe that's Cal. He's 2 tenths up on his time, so let's see what time Cal can actually put in. It's a 129.5, P7. Mercedes is next, which is Wolsey, but he's on an outlap. Scott W, who
He
you
was
were
2
just on
tenths
board
down
with.
in the middle sector.
Well,
He's
he's
coming
about.
back in.
Yeah, he
That
is.
is a weird.
Whoa.
That is a weird pit lane entry.
Okay. Yeah, that was a bit weird. There's another Ferrari.
I believe one of your
Angelo Samo.
one of the McLarens. I'm going to stay on board at the moment because I believe Alpha Artie is also in the middle sector in the McLaren. He's coming around to finish up the second sector. Oh,
That was
is
an
a bit of a
invalidation.
mistake.
Yep.
That was a mistake there from Alpha. I could see what was happening there. It seemed like he was just understeering and he couldn't make the corner.
That's not so fresh. Who is that? I believe it's Vapid, maybe? Yep, it is, and Vapid's invalidated. A lot of invalidations, which isn't a good thing.
You're
but
going to see that happen a lot, considering some of the corners, like in general in this game with strict corner cutting, are just not. They're not that friendly to what they would be in real life, in terms of what you can get away with.
Well, Angelissimo is on a timed lap, and he is going to be the next car. I don't know what's happened to that McLaren on the final corner, but it looks like he spun off into the entry of the pit and then came back, or went into the pit. But it definitely didn't look like a normal entry. But Angelissimo is so fresh. Retired.
That is in the middle sector, I believe.
A 129.6.
Coming up to the. So that is another car being claimed. So he'll not be improving on P13.
Let's see. Wilsey is on a timed lap, comes up to the final corner, comes across the line. It's a 128.1. It is an improvement by 2 tenths, but only P3 for Wilsey.
Kirby down in 14th in the Alpine is about to come round to finish the lap. He's coming through the final corner.
It's a 129.0, puts him P7, jumps in front
Just
of
behind
Cal.
his teammate.
Yep, it is indeed.
By about 3 tenths or so.
So he's about to start a lap now. I believe Paraquix is about to finish a lap. He's 2 tenths up on his time, 127.5. Yep, 4 tenths.
It's closer.
It is indeed. Aston Martin, which I believe is going to be Checo.
I've just been on board with Tom Gorey and he's done a full 360.
Yep, I just caught him as he was spinning. That's not him.
There for the Alpine driver, and that's going to basically roast his tyres to the point where he could probably actually cook an egg on the surface of those tyres.
Well, Adam Lee is on a timed lap, but his teammate, I believe, his teammate's on an outlap. I believe it's Angelissimo's probably coming in. Nope, he's not. He's got his DRS open. So we'll see.
3.7 down, so I think he's going for another lap.
Yep, he's probably building up for another one. A bit deep into the second last corner there, but manages to save it and not hit the wall. Let's see, is Wilsey going again? Nope, he's invalidated. There's a Ferrari.
I believe JDM slowed. He's made a mistake. Oh, he did make a slight mistake there as he came at the corner. He wasn't up by much, but he's still going for it. He doesn't have much ERS deployment though. I'm looking at the deployment. He's got about 6%. The ERS does deploy very quickly on the laps once you do start using it. And I believe that is either that's one of the 2 Alpines behind him. I believe it's Tom Gorey. Could be wrong in that one. As they both go into the pits.
Yep, both of them are coming in.
Checo has invalidated again, so he's not having fun trying to get a lap on the board.
Vapid's on an outlap. I believe there's only people on
Adam
outlaps.
Lee going around again. He's Adam Lee. I'm not sure if he's on a lap or
he's
not.
Down.
But he is pushing.
Down by 4.6. Yeah, I think.
We have Dry. Oh, we have
Dilworld.
I'm just gonna call him Dilworld. I don't know what the best pronunciation is going to be on that, but he's 8 tenths up on. He's nearly 9 tenths up on his best time.
In the purple sector too, apparently, but I don't believe this game. Yeah, the Alfa Romeo driver is on a timed lap. I believe he's going to be the next person to put in a time with Cal just behind him, but I believe Cal is on an outlap. He is on an outlap. Only 3 minutes 40 to go left in qualifying, so
What's it going to be for the? It's going to be P7,
yep.
1.2 improvement.
28.6, so nice improvement from him. Cal does come across to start his lap.
Yep, he has just started.
Scott W has
Alpha
just came out.
Tauri is in the middle sector, but he has invalidated.
Yep, he's also behind Adam Lee, I believe. Yeah, he is.
Adam Lee, the car. There is a yellow flag in the first sector. I believe that is one of the. That is Scott, I believe, on his outlap, letting a couple of cars go.
Oh no, it was for some reason at the S section under the bridge. I think Vapid actually went off the track.
Adam Lee. Oh, that was a bit. What's happened there?
I have no idea. There's a McLaren round the wrong
What?
way and an Alfa
What's just
Romeo.
happened there?
Adam Lee's now 9
I
tenths
was
down.
on board with that. I was on board with Adam Lee there, and I didn't even see said McLaren just decide that. I think maybe he got caught out by the fact that the Alfa Romeo was having its own accident there with the curb, and I'm not sure, but they might have to ask the drivers about that afterwards. But yeah,
Oh, he spun again. Yep, on the final corner. Oh, and Alfa Artis just went straight off at the second last corner. Is he going to come in? No, nope. He's going to go again.
Adam Lee just needs to cool his tires off because those tires are probably. Yeah. Cal's down in his time, by the way. He's 11 seconds down, so he's definitely spun at some point.
I believe Dillworld is down on his time as well.
He's done. I think he's done, by the way. He's not getting our time on the board.
Cal is currently... Yep. Oh, Cal spun. He was actually lucky there not to smack the wall and lose his back tyre. But he is going to have, I believe, Kirby.
That's not going to give him any momentum starting a new lap.
Nope. It's also going to make his tyres too hot and he's just going to spin every time he takes a corner, which is not going to be good.
I'm going to go and see who your first car is going to be out to do a lap. I think it's going to be either one of the front runners, I think. I believe it's potentially Wolsey?
Nope. Scott W is already on a lap and there's a McLaren round the wrong way when he comes through the little windy section in Sector 2. Let's see, is Scott W up on his time?
He was marginally in the first sector by 0.013.
Well, let's have a look. He's coming up to the end of Sector 2. Is he up on his time?
Well, as he runs wide, that's going to cost him. Maybe he's about 3/10 up.
Oh, a little bit of a shake there from the Haas driver.
It's now 3/10s, just over 3/10s for Wilsey now. Just the car behind two, I believe. He's getting a little bit slipstream. Oh, that was close with the Ferrari. I believe that was it's not JDM. That would have been Angelissimo, who I believe retired on track.
Well, that's not good.
Because he's retired, and let's just say that may well have given Wilsey a heart attack, and that's just put him off massively.
Well, so far I believe a couple of people are.
Half a second down, Wilsey's lap is completely ruined as a result.
Alpha Arti is 39 seconds down. He's definitely not putting in a decent lap time just now. Vapid is just about to start his lap.
Is coming around the final corner, probably just behind Antsmaz. As Antsmaz going to improve on his time.
He's only just started his lap.
Yep, Para's just coming around to finish.
Yep, comes up to the line.
Let's see.
27.4.
27.4, only a marginal improvement.
Yep, so let's have a look.
This is Antsmaz, and I believe Antsmaz he's not on full. Is he on full power or is he slightly backed off?
No, I think he backed off. Tom Gorian has just put a purple sector 2. I believe it's a purple sector 2, but we'll see.
He's nearly half a second up. The winner of last week's race, what can he do? Obviously a little bit fortunate on strategy, but yeah.
I think we've just been informed that Park Fermi is off. 28.1 P4. Vapid is currently on a lap. So is Scott W, but he's invalidated, so it will be Vapid next. I believe Vapid is actually the only person left apart from Antsmaz.
2.5 tenths up, I believe, for Vapid through the middle sector.
Well, let's see what happens. because usually it's the final 2 or 3 two corners that you'll start to lose time on.
Little wide.
Oh, and he's
Oh, is he
invalidated.
validated?
And he pulls off into the
He was
pits.
2.5 tenths up there as he came into that there. I seen how wide he was running, and it's like, I'm not sure he's going to get away with that, and no, he didn't.
Nope, I believe that is it for qualifying as well. In RFL round 2 around Miami, it's getting very, very dark
Yeah.
as well. So I don't know if...
Got some rain potentially. I mean, some of the drivers were concerned about rain around here.
I mean, it's a possibility. Miami's... I mean, they're known for tropical thunderstorms, so it can happen, but we'll have to see when we start the actual race. But I mean, Antsma's on pole with Paraquick second. Wilsey only making third, but I did.
Wilsey got compromised on his run. I do know that.
Well, as we said, Antsmaz does take pole with a 1:27.0. Paraquick's last week's winner will take second place with Wilsey in third. Tom Gorian will start fourth with Vapid Coot in fifth. Scott W will take P6 with Dillworld in seventh. TM Kirby starts 8th with Cal17 F1 behind him in 9th. Angeliso Mode down in 10th with JDMFA in 11th with F1 Checo in 12th. Alfa starting 13th. Adam Lee, who didn't have the best of time, kept spinning on the last corner, or second last corner, in 14th. So Fresh in 15th. XCR Senna, who had a mysterious crash during qualifying, will start 16th.
Which I will send you if it actually caught properly.
Yep, and then NT25 in the Red Bull will start 17th to round out the grid. So, obviously, this is just showing everyone how. I mean, I wouldn't say how difficult Miami is. I would probably say how technical it can be, and how your tire temperatures are gonna be crucial in this race. Because I mean, if you have, we've seen it with I believe it was Adam Lee and Cal. The minute they spun, they couldn't take corners because the car just would not grip or take the corner. I've seen it. I've done it myself. As soon as you spin, your tires go up. It's like what we said last week, Sam, in Brazil. The minute you spin, your tires go up to like 112 degrees, and it takes a while to come back down again. And if you try and take a corner with them, you're either going in the wall, or you're spinning, or just something happens. It looks like it's still dry again. It does look very cloudy, but it looks like it's dry again. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see, because obviously we've only seen this Grand Prix in real life. We've never seen it with a racing league. So is it going to be like the real life one, or is it going to be a little bit more heightened? Oh, someone's hit it.
Yep, someone's went way too early.
We can also see the Hard Rock Cafe at the top of the screen there, with the glass panels where everyone sits. Let's take a look at this video.
It's weird. I don't know how exactly it worked. Antsman has also left, so I'm gonna go and see if I can get him back in.
Oh, okay. So my phone is not letting me check my messages. That's brilliant.
Where is Antsman? He's disconnected, so I'm gonna have to get him back in.
Let's see. Let's jump in here. Oh, here we go. So.
Oh, I was something. Does someone? We've started race back with no thingway, and I believe there's an Alfa Romeo who has completely lost the front wing.
Wait, did we not have lap 1 of 5?
Yeah, no formation lap.
Wait, why is there only 5 laps? Yeah, something's not right. I think this lobby's bugged. Let's see. Let's back it up a bit. Oh, okay, I know what's happened there. Yeah. So that corner you can't full throttle. That's what's happened. Oh. Okay, so unfortunately I have no idea what's going on. As Sam has disconnected from the party again, but I don't know why, but it has literally just said that it's only a 5-lap race. We had no formation lap either, which I don't understand. Also, it looks like my audio might be out of sync. Or possibly not. But a 2-second penalty. Yeah, there's only 5 laps. Oh! I think every single race is a sprint qualifying race. That's what it is. But I have lost Sam, so let's try and get him back. Unfortunately, Sam, I'm going to have to kick you from the party and then I'll re-invite you, see if that'll work. If it'll let me, that is. But, oh, Dilworld is already gone from the first part of the sprint race. As JDFMA and Alvarti are going at it, so is Adam Lee and Angelissimo. Cars very, very, very close together. Right, let's see, I'll just leave the party and see if I can... Oh, there's... Oh, that was... Oh, Adam Lee's in... Angelissimo, sorry, is in the wall. It's not good for the Ferrari driver or anyone coming up behind him. There's his teammate and there is Alpha Arty as well. Let's see if I can get Sam back into the party. Let's make it this and that. I don't know what is going on, but yeah, crashed on the start. Okay, so few people with penalties so far in T25. Angelissimo coming at the pits to replace that front wing. And then we obviously have Wilsey and Antsmaz, who Wilsey is all over the back of, as you can see. Scott W all over the back of Vapid as well. Then we have Tom Gorian behind Adam Lee, as Angelissimo drops down to 16th. But we will keep an eye on what's happening, as I believe someone has just left. I have no idea what's happening. Nope, went again. I have no idea what's going on with the Xbox parties. Sorry, the companion app on... Actually, Kirby is running with no front wing. Okay, I don't know how to explain that one. Yeah, we're going to deal with the issue with the party after the 5-lap race. Because right now Adam Lee and Tom Gorian are trying to... Well, Tom Gorian's trying to make up a place, and he does. He gets past Adam Lee. You can see Vapid just in front as well in P5. Scott W in P4. Wilsey in third. Paraquix has took the lead. Some people on mediums, some people on softs. I think there's been a glitch where it's put people on mediums. As Checo is close to Arty, but I don't believe Arty is actually in this race. As NT, oh, JDMFA, oh, and Kirby as well has crashed. So massive crash. Oh, everybody trying to avoid that as well. As Angelissimo comes across the line. Wilsey is all over the back of Antsmaz. So let's see what's going to happen here. Can't quite get past yet. Well, as me and Sam said at the start, Wilsey has turned off the corner line. Oh, he's hit the wall, but he does have 5.8 seconds back as he manages to get going again. Scott W is now just coming around the corner up to the long back straight. He does have Vapid directly behind him as well. Although this is going to cause problems for Wilsey because he has a penalty. Vapid, Scott and Tom. Yeah. having a look at some of the gaps, I mean, there's a 3-car battle right now, possibly for. Actually, no, it is. It's for the final podium place. There is currently 4 DNFs in the first part of the sprint race, which is JDMFA 5 full, TM Kirby, Soulfresh, and Dilworld. I didn't actually. Oh yeah, Kirby hit the wall. Funnily enough, Kirby and I believe it was JDMFA actually did what XAR Senna did in qualifying, so I don't know if that's just an issue with that corner, but Scott W is being put under pressure by Wilsey, but look how close Vapid's got now. So Ansmaz has took off 7.8 seconds, 7.9 seconds now, but let's see what's going to happen, because this is the final lap, I believe. So Paraquix is going to take the victory. And I believe Ansmaz will take P2 as well. So as Paraquix comes across, into the final corner, then up to the line, does take the victory. Ansmaz takes P2 and fastest lap, as Scott W clips the wall on the exit there. As he comes across the line, he will take P3. Wilsey will take P4, but drops to P6 with Vapid in 4th, Tom Gorey in 5th. Adam Lee will take P7 with Cal 17 F1 taking P8. F1 Checo, Cal's teammate, will take P9 just behind them. With Alpha Arty taking P10 with no front wing as well. NT25 in the Red Bull no front wing takes P11. But XR Designer jumps him for P11, so he moves down to P12. And then we have Angelissimo, who is about to come across the line now and take P13. He was by 1 car, by Scott W. Everyone else jumped him because of the penalty. Wolsey saying P6 with half a wing from lap 4, I'll take that. Yep, I would definitely say exactly the same thing. But as you can see, Paraquix does take the victory in the 5-lap sprint race. Obviously with a mighty fought battle with everyone else on the grid. And I can finally take a drink. I think I'll need to remember that for next week. There is no formation lap with the 5-lapper. But there we have it. There is the official 5-lap sprint race finishing results. With Paraquix will start on pole for the 50% race, with Ansmaz in 2nd. Scott W will start 3rd with Vapid in 4th. Tom Gorian will start 5th with Wilsey in 6th. Adam Lee 7th. Cal 17 F1 in 8th. F1 Checo 9th. Alpha Arty will start 10th. XR Senna in 11th. NT25 in 12th. Angelissimo 13th. JDMFA 5 full will start 14th with Kirby 15th. So Fresh 16th. And Dilworld in 17th. Okay, let's see if we can solve this problem with the party. I should have actually paid attention to the lobby settings that are right there. And I'm not sure if Sam is actually going to make it back in. But whilst everyone is setting stuff up, I am going to take a short break and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Well, here we go. It's time for the 50% race. And yep, just looking at the Discord. Remember, for a reminder for all drivers. Remember and load your setup, and don't press A at the start. And we can let everyone get their strategies set up, and then get on with the race. And I still can't get Sam into the party. And I do not know why. Oh, I don't know what happened to that. It just kicked me out of party. Okay, so I think the Xbox Companion app and the parties for Xbox are having issues. Okay, so let's see if I can get Sam into a party now. Let's invite him to a party. Let's change that. Okay, he's in.
Have you heard this time?
Yep, I can hear you.
Right, that was just a faff.
Yeah, it's for some reason it just disconnected me from a party as well. I was sitting in myself, so I don't know if it's maybe Xbox having someone's pushed A again.
Would not surprise me. It's a new. I think it's someone new.
I don't know if Xbox is just having a little bit of issues, but
Potentially.
I mean we'll try and work with it. But so as we can see, most people electing to start on hards. Only Tom, Gory, and Adam Lee and NT25 starting on mediums, so that's interesting. Everyone else want to go for the long
so
Alpha R8.
I was literally just narrating most of that because I couldn't tell what was going on. Well, couldn't actually tell you what was going on, so I was narrating in the chat for most of that race, or bit of that anyway.
Yeah, I think there's a restart.
You have a restart? Oh, I'm not surprised.
I believe
Wondering who is new that could have done that. That could have been Dull World that could have done that.
Yep, it is a restart. Vapid is leaving the lobby, so there's going to be a restart.
As Para has decided that's enough of that. Yep.
And
so that's great for this game.
Yep, I mean, going without any technical difficulties on an F1 game or a Codemasters game would be normal. Not normal. Having technical difficulties, I mean, but we will see what's going to happen.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for the guys to restart. So while we're going through, obviously you haven't had a look at the calendar. Is there like any races this year you reckon that you're really looking forward to seeing how the drivers get on this year?
Do you know what? We can have a look at the calendar whilst we're waiting for the.
Just to fill in a little bit of time, I suppose.
Yeah.
While we're waiting for the
So,
to sit back out.
obviously we've had Brazil. We're on Miami now. Next is Bahrain. Then it's Britain. Then France, Australia, Singapore, Netherlands, Austria, Abu Dhabi, Imola. I mean, Imola is one of my favourite tracks of all.
I'd say Imola's a hard track to overtake on. That's the only thing with that track, because a straight on that isn't really a straight, is it?
No, it's kind of like a little bit of a leg to the right and then left and then goes a little bit straight. Then it goes up to, I believe. See, most people say that little kink to the right is turn 1. But for me, not really. Turn 1 is when you get to the end of that, where they come out the pits and then you turn left. That's turn 1.
That's a bit like calling the kink in Austria a turn, like that.
Yeah,
turn 1 out, the little left-hand kink. People calling that a corner, even though that's only a slight
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of debate about it, but I believe the one I'm interested to see is probably going to be Monaco. On October 29th, because there is one alteration being made. The season will end on January 21st because RFL have actually added Portugal.
Which I don't know if it was mentioned at the beginning of the stream or not.
I did not, because I actually forgot. But it has been added to the calendar, so I think it's getting added as round 21.
And then we
Belgium's,
finished the season at Jeddah.
yeah, I think it's getting put in between Belgium and Jeddah, so it possibly be 21 or 22, but it has been added to the calendar. Um, so why is this not letting me move to spec? There we go. Yeah, so it is being moved to the almost the end of the season. But I think Imola, Monaco, and probably Circuit of the Americas is going to be the most intriguing ones because obviously Imola, like you said, is quite a technical track. It's also hard to pass on. The only real place you
It
can
is.
pass is that straight
I'd
where
say
the
we're going to
finish
see a lot of
lines.
DRS trains there if it's the
Yeah,
right race.
I mean if you've got like five cars
Complete
in a
opposite
row,
of Monza, really.
well, if you have five cars in a row, it's going to be pretty difficult to pass. But if it's just you and a car in front, it is quite easy to pass. But then you've got the problem of the car behind you has DRS when you get to that straight again, and if you've not pulled out the DRS, they're going to overtake you. Um, Obviously, Monaco we know as I would say one of the most beloved and the most hated tracks on the calendar.
It's Marmite, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's going to be
People
interesting
love
to
it or
see.
hate it.
Well, I've not ran that track yet on this game, so it's going to be interesting to see what the cars are like on that track.
Well, a couple of tracks that are on the calendar that look interesting to me, potentially see how the drivers get on with it, is going to be the new reprofiled the Albert Park circuit in Melbourne and the reprofiled Spain circuit. See how the
Uh,
drivers get on with those.
well, Australia, I can tell you, I have ran 3 or 4 times, and it feels amazing to drive on. Um, the reprofiled part of the track actually feels better than what it did before. Spain, not so much. I mean, the part the reprofiled you can actually mess up quite easily. Abu Dhabi is actually quite a good one.
Hmm.
Um,
I forgot about Abu Dhabi, yeah.
yeah,
No.
the reef profile part of that track where they've took out the S section just before the hairpin is actually uh, guys, we have some very bad storms coming through the area and may lose power. Matty Big Bands, which driver is that?
So yeah, I'm not sure. Which driver are you in the chat if you can go and mention?
um, I mean, to be fair, I would say every single track's going to be quite interesting because these cars we've only seen a couple of
Well,
a
bear
cou-
in mind also we have had a handling change as well, which have made the cars sort of a little understeered than what they were.
well, yeah,
So obviously add that into the equation as well.
we've also not seen all the tracks with the cars on them. We've only seen maybe a handful, and that wasn't really actual races. That was more the pre-season
Oh,
testing or
JDM, that's who that's in the chat.
oh JDM. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry if anything like that happens. Why is everyone's
Uh,
bars are low? That's
yeah,
not good.
that is a general lobby issue. It's not you can have the best connection in the world on this game and it'll make it seem like you don't. It's just a general thing with this game. Like the stability is not going to be made any better with the crossplay, which is kind of going on at the moment as well. So
Um,
I know it's not in this lobby, but like just in general, the servers just probably being a little bit having to handle more people than what they probably used to due to the nature of them all being potentially on the same platform.
well, do you know what? I think the best part about it is the fact that we started in Brazil, which is usually the last race, and we're ending in Jeddah, which is usually somewhere in the middle. Um,
2021 it was near the end of the season. 2022 it was second, third race of the season, I believe.
yeah, so can't wait for Belgium though. I absolutely love Belgium.
Mm.
But Kota, I don't know because Kota for me on the last one was
I think you've
ridiculously
made your
hard.
intentions fairly clear on
Yeah,
what you think about Kota. So I'm well in the nicest way of saying it's not one of your favourites.
no, it's. I mean, if I had to choose between Kota and running 100% Monaco, I'd definitely be running Monaco. But I mean, Kota was quite difficult in the last game, and now people are saying that it's a lot easier for this game. So I'll have to wait and see what it's like because that S section is one of the hardest parts to take, especially when your tyres start getting worn. And with what these cars are like with high temperatures, if you go through that S section with a high temperature, you are going to Narnia. So it's going to be an interesting one to watch. Yeah, I do believe we are starting up as Dilworld puts in the Discord, remember setup. So please, all drivers, please remember setups.
Also, if drivers can all do it, I know sometimes people can forget, but just do not press A at the beginning. Give everyone a chance to do their strategies, even though strategies not as much a part of this game, and their fuel levels and that sort.
Well, we actually got told what was wrong with the first one. Checo's, it was actually F1 Checo, but his wheel recalibrated itself. So obviously when he's meant to hit A, it's just like when a few people hit A to go through their race strategy where you see the tyre compounds, and instead of just pushing A and going to the starting grid, it pushes A and then goes automatically to the race. I think that's what happened with him. His wheels recalibrated itself, and when he's hit A, it's just took him straight to the race. Hopefully it doesn't do it again. But we'll
glitch
see.
issues.
Yeah.
That's something not unusual with the
Um,
games. You'd think the amount of years they've had to fix some of these things that they fix them, but yeah, this is not really a time for rating on this. But
no, I mean, to be fair, Codemasters is probably one of those companies that I mean, they are focusing on the esports side, but I mean, even there you can see bugs and glitches and stuff.
I
Because
believe the esports stuff is actually being halted at the moment due to the nature of the game not being ready for it. It's being
yes,
pushed back a bit.
the first race I saw with the esports, one of the drivers got 8 warnings and a 5-second penalty for one corner cut. So,
Exactly what we've seen in the you'll never see it on the RFL channel, but the social race round Abu Dhabi.
yeah, that didn't go that well either. Well, there's one good thing: no one's pushed A this time, so it looks
Yes,
like
we're
we
all good
are.
on that front. We've had no game glitches and no wheel glitches, so we're all good.
Yep. So hopefully this will go a lot more to plan. Sambo won't get kicked out of the party again or disconnected from the party.
No jinxing.
Yeah.
I have a wooden post next to me, it's fine.
I don't understand what's wrong with that. It's an Xbox companion app on the PC, so it should work perfectly.
The thing is, I think I can only connect to you because for some reason whenever I try and send you a party invite, it only stays in for about maybe 5-10 seconds, then it
Yeah.
just boosts you straight back out again.
I think
As
there's.
if there's an issue to the app.
Yeah, I think there is. Vapid just telling us we go at 21:59, which is currently
2 minutes
2
away.
minutes away. Yep. So, yeah, I definitely think there's some slight issues with connectivity. I was actually, for anyone who who does play F1 but doesn't league race, now, obviously, I think it's only for till tomorrow. There is a crossplay feature now. Obviously, when you league race, you have to turn it off because if you don't, it can mess up the lobby. But from what I've seen so far of the gameplay of the crossplay, it does actually work, and it works pretty well.
I think the big test will actually be when leagues can actually start using that to bring people from across platforms to race together in a competitive environment. That's when going to be the biggest test,
Yeah.
I think, for this feature.
See, the only ones I've seen are open lobbies, but they have been full. They've had a full grid. The one thing I want to know with the test is if 2 people come into the lobby and go spectator, will that mess it up? Because what happens is if anyone who is hosting the lobby spectates, it completely screws up the entire lobby. It also, there's a bug or glitch in the game right now where the person who hosts the lobby, when they're on a formation lap, they'll warm their tyres up, get to the grid, and everyone behind them will be on 70 degrees tyres. I don't know if it's happening now. I've just been told that that's what happens, so it might not be across all leagues, but it may be a glitch that most people find when they go around the formation lap, come back, and their tyres are at 70 degrees, even though they kept them at maybe 85, 90 degrees. But as I said, it's from what I've heard, it is actually something that Codemasters are fixing or getting an update out to fix. They're also fixing a couple other things that were mentioned as well, and it looks like we are going to have a formation lap. So let's.
Which, if you remember back when we were trying to do this last time in another league, we had to do 2, maybe 3 restarts of this because we got somebody stuck on the formation lap, not once but twice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was. Uh, I believe it was. Wasn't that XCR?
It was indeed.
Yeah. XCR Rosberg was in spectator mode. That's why the lobby kept crashing. Um, it was just because we only found out after the race there was an actual glitch with the game where if the spectator hosted the lobby, as soon as you'd done the formation lap, it didn't bring up the lights because as soon as XCR Rosberg left the lobby, the game actually started, or the race started. Sorry. So that's obviously a glitch we do know now. We've actually got a little bit of a difference now.
There's a lot more people on mediums than
Yep.
what there was before.
Top 2 on hards. Scott, Vapid, Tom on mediums, Wilsey on
So-
hards, Adam Lee, Cal on mediums, Checo on hards, Artie mediums,
I
Sen
can
on
understand
hards.
people at the back being on. That's a big call from the front too. Bearing in mind, I think they do have the pace to manage it. But what's going to happen is the hard's going to take longer to come up to temperature, which means it's going to have Scott, Vapid, and top Vapid, and that the likes of those 3, and amongst all the hard runners in the top 5, a chance at actually getting close in the start. Obviously, with better tire temps in their tires and less time to warm them up when they actually get going.
I would say the only thing that Paraquix and Antsmaz can hope for is that Tom, Vapid, and Scott fight so much they two can just pull off and disappear. That's probably one of the hopes that happens as Artie, Checo, and Senna have
There's
been
been a little
disqualified.
bit of a bunch up there, as I believe there's been some small amount of contact. That could have been Checo checking up. No pun intended there. And Scott has managed to spin.
Yep, he has
I've just seen
indeed.
that.
Which
I
means
don't know how you've managed that. Well, he's gonna have warm. He's gonna have warm enough rear tires, but off of that. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his tyres are probably going to be warm enough, but I don't think he's going to be able to make it around the corner. Yeah, he is actually.
It's not. I would say Checo and Senna are not gonna have fun with cold hard tires now, considering where it happened for them and Artie on the mediums. It won't be as bad for him.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
the getaway is going to be the main thing. If they get away,
Oh.
a lot of people getting disqualified for not
Missed
parking
a
the
grid
car.
slot. Oh, there's a lot of people have been disqualified and put back a lot further. This, as I say, sometimes could cause issues with the grid sort of format. So really hoping this doesn't become an issue. As here we go, we are actually going. I'll keep an eye on the back of the grid, the back half of the grid for you.
Yeah, we have 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and the race has started.
Oh.
Paraquix gets away.
Cal has had the glitch again where he's not managed to slide first.
Oh, what a start by Vapid. He's jumped up to P3, but he's gone down the inside. Oh, McLaren.
Checo, oh, it's
Oh.
3-way back here. We've had an incident.
Adam
I
Lee
believe
spun.
Artie's been spun at the back. Artie's got a 5-second penalty for a collision with Adam Lee.
Yeah.
As I believe Checo's got himself up to P10. JDM and Al just almost not had good starts themselves. Senna's been dropped back to 16th from the looks of it. I think he's potentially got damage. I'm not sure on that, but he has spun round at least.
Wilsey has managed to
I
get himself
believe
up to
we
P6.
got this cleared out. Kirby, I don't think came well out of that, but he's in 9th at the moment. From looking a little bit further back, he's looking at the back of NT. Looks like it's F1 Checo and Adam Lee have gone side by side. Adam Lee's got the job done there. Now Checo's looking at that, and it looks like JDM's now going to have a look from the outside of Doorworld. From the outside, does not manage to do it though.
Oh, Cal is falling
Cal
back.
and NT.
Yep. Cal's
This is a
definitely
place
falling
normally
back.
you wouldn't expect two people
Oh!
side by side.
Scott W's took the lead of the Grand Prix.
Almost hot with mediums, I was kind of expecting that. I mean, those mediums are going to be the better tire to begin with, and then they're going to come up to, once they get them up to temp, then once he gets ours up to temp, then I think Antsmaz and Para should be good.
Well, Vapid is
As
currently
here
behind.
comes Kirby using a little bit of his deployment, Cal using a little bit more than what he is. They're going to be close coming down to the final corner. Is Kirby going to go for it into this corner? No, he's not. I believe it's going to be next corner for Kirby, as Kirby has Angelismo for company, and then Adam Lee just behind.
Antsmaz is very, very close to the back of Vapid as Scott W puts in the fastest lap,
As
1:35.4.
Delworld and Checo have gone side by side. Checo's into the pits. That's not ideal for him on the hard compound tyres. He's got damage on lap 1.
Oh, that was close.
Oh, Kirby thought about a move into turn 1 in the back, but actually Angelismo's made a great move into turn 1 from the looks of it. I just caught the end of the move there. The Freud driver up to P9.
Antsmaz trying to get past Vapid. It looks like those hard tyres have their temperatures came into effect. As JDMFA is out of the race.
That's easy. Yep, he's out of the race. That's most
Safety
likely gonna
car.
be safety car. Yep, safety car is indeed deployed. That has actually helped out Checo quite a lot there.
I think this is going to help out quite a few people. Checo is going to be on fresh tyres. They probably won't go to the end though, so it's.
He can probably do the trick of come back in for the hard tyres again.
Yeah, in fact, I think you only get one set. So I don't
Indeed,
even know.
so he's probably not put that much wear on the tyres. So what he can do is he can come back into the pits and go back onto that set of hard tyres that he started on. This also started to get rid of his 5-second penalty as well for that kerfuffle that happened in turn 1.
Yep. So everyone has to follow Delta. We'll see what happens at the front because Scott W has a massive opportunity here. If he goes to hards, he could take them to the end. Because I've went from lap 2 to the end at Miami on hards before. It is
I
doable.
believe he is going for... No, he's not.
Nope, he's staying out.
I wonder if Bapid's going to go for it. No,
He's
Bapid
not.
has stayed out.
Looks
So
like-
Willsey stayed out, obviously. Willsey's on those tyres. Tom Gorin stayed out. They're obviously expecting there might be another safety car with obviously a lot of inexperience from the drivers on what is, as I say, as we said at the beginning of this, a relatively unknown track.
I don't think anyone is pitting. Nope, no one is pitting. So everyone choosing to stay on the current compounded tyres they're on. As you can see, the safety car is out. Scott W has caught it. We're just waiting for, I believe, Senna and Checo to catch up to the back. Actually, no, it's not. It's NT, Alpha, SoFresh, Senna, and Checo to catch up. But yeah, so obviously
Checo indeed has gone back into the pits.
Oh,
As per what I thought, he's gone back onto the hards.
well, we're about to
Most
find
likely.
out. Lap 3 as well. This is usually when the DRS would have been activated, but obviously under safety car it can't be.
Oh, softs. Surely that's a mistake from Checo. I'm curious as to why that's a thing. Also, I'm really hoping I'm still in the party and I haven't lost connection or lost connection to you again. Then
Who has? No, I'm still here.
no, you're fine. It's still fine. Okay. Every time there's like a lapse and like a lapse or complete silence, I've been the party just decided to go and do its own thing.
No, I was just reading something. I believe JDMFA had issues with his wheel. That's what caused him to crash.
There is apparently an issue where certain wheels can have the force feedback go really heavy to really light and then back to really heavy again.
Yeah. I don't know what the problem is. Obviously, I think it was mainly with Thrustmaster wheels. People were having issues, but I mean, I don't know why there was issues with it, because they did bring out a patch to say that it was fixed when most Thrustmaster users says it wasn't fixed. Because I have a Logitech and I've never had an issue. I mean, once before the update.
I'm on Thrustmaster, but I think I'm higher up the range, so I don't have quite as
Well,
many of the same sort of issues.
Just before the update came out, my force feedback was on like 90 because I could barely feel the force feedback. Now after the update, I've had to turn it down because I almost broke my wrists when I was driving it when it was on 90. Alpha Artie's in the pits. What tyre is he going to?
I believe Checo's going to come back in again because I think Checo went to the wrong tyres.
He's on softs as well.
Alpha's on...
Ooh.
Yeah, he's starting on hards, so obviously he's... I don't know how much longer these cars... No, Checo is carrying on. He's carrying on the soft compound tyres.
Okay, so SoFresh and XR Senna are trading places.
That may well be an issue there, like something's happened.
Yeah, I think under safety car, one of them has went past the other one. I don't know if they can hear me, but if they're in the wrong places, the only way to settle that is for one of you to drive off the track to let someone past. It's the only way you're going to be able to sort it.
It's also the same way that you deal with if you're letting lap traffic through under safety car to try and let them get back on the lead lap.
I don't know what happened on my controls. My wheel switched. So obviously, I believe JDMFA's real name is Matt, and I believe he's not having the best of time because his wheel actually, it didn't disconnect. It basically, what happened to F1XL Vidal's brother in season 12 when you ran into the back of him, his controller remapped all his controls. I believe the same thing happened to Matt.
Fun.
Yeah, I think his wheel it's basically remapped all his controls.
in this lap. Oh,
Oh,
there's Alpha Arty, so he's got rid of a 1 5-second penalty, and he's got another for running straight to the back of Checo.
yep, and it looks like the two of them have actually traded places as well.
So what's going on here? Safety cars come in, but there's a huge gap between Para and Vapid, which is now closing up. But what was that about?
I have no idea. I think Scott W is just backing off to let them bunch up a bit. It looks like Checo is miles behind Artie.
He's not back. This isn't backed up a lot. By the way, Ansmas has been caught out massively by this restart.
Yeah, he has. He's dropped off massively. His Kirby is already
Kirby and
passed.
Angelissimo. I'm fairly sure that's not allowed.
No.
He's had to let him go back through, and he's lost another position in the process.
Yeah, it's definitely illegal. You have to wait until the... Oh, he's gone down that run outside.
Adam Lee. Adam Lee's massively missed his braking point. Had to leave space for Kirby's. He's came back on the track. That's going to cost Adam Lee 2 positions. There goes
Artie's run.
Artie. That's going to be wing damage most likely for the McLaren driver.
So Fresh is in the pits as well. Let's have a look.
He must have got damage as well. Adam Lee, that's dry rolled, who's had a little bit of an issue there. Adam Lee thinking about sending it up the inside on his teammate in the Alfa Romeo. Does not get close enough. Well, looking up at the front, Tom Goring getting very close to Hansmas. Obviously, those hard tyres once again, having to get those up to temperature. Having had all the heat in the world in them, and then obviously having to heat them back up in these safety cup areas.
Well, having a look, I mean, it's obviously the hardest part of the race is the start. We all know this. It's not a secret. It's usually where the most chaos is. But I mean, looking at it, there's still major fights going on with people literally nose to tail with each other. Paraquix is all over Scott W. He's going down the inside into the third last corner, sorry.
He's going to run, yep, he's going to run him out a little bit wide so he doesn't get the best of exits. To note as well, a little bit further down the field, looks like XNT and Adam Lee. Adam Lee's got a great cutback up the inside. That's now going to be the outside for the next corner. There goes Drywall, I believe that's his teammate that's had a little bit of an issue there. On the pit lane exit, here comes NT. NT's having to use a little bit of battery, and it looks like Adam Lee's going to send it down the inside. Can he slow it down this time? Yes, he can.
So let's have a look. It's not really worked out well for Checo and Artie because they both are on softs, but they're not moving as quick as they want to. Let's have a look.
In the pits, I believe Sinner's in the pits for new tyres as well. It's Angelissimo and is the first one to actually pick up a time penalty. I believe that is that's Drywall, who's had issues coming out of turn 1. Obviously, those tyres may not be in the most comfortable position after spinning.
Oh, he spun again.
Final corner.
Oh, he's hit the wall.
Vapid. No, that's not Vapid. That was Vapid. What's going on there? Oh, it's Vapid and Scott. Sorry.
Yeah. Vapid all over the back of Scott.
Noticing that Scott is dropping off the back.
Yep. He's now outside DRS, so he's going to have Vapid. Ansmas with yellow flag. I think that's Dilworld again.
That's Drywall again, yeah.
Drywall.
I don't know why I'm calling him that. We're just gonna go World. It's probably easy enough for me just saying that because of fact I'm just gonna saying Drywall otherwise.
Matt, don't worry. We know. I've seen your message. Don't worry.
It's all good. It's an unfortunate thing. Oh, well, just looking back, battle for P9. Kirby's very wide. Adam Lee in the Alfa Romeo is having a go at Kirby down the straight. No DRS is going to be enabled yet. Let's see if the Alfa Romeo driver... Nope, he decides not to go for it.
Checo's all over the back of NT as well, just behind D2.
Vapid is still on the back of Scott. Obviously through this sector here. This is not going to be fun for Vapid because the amount of just dirty air he's going to be getting off the back of that Haas. And I mean, the Haas has really fell off the back of Para. Para's got those hards fired up, and he's managed to get away. As we have the DRS enabled for Vapid, Vapid's going to use it. Look at the speed, overspeed that he has. Scott just does not even fight it, and that's an easy move for Vapid up the outside.
Yeah, has to go round the outside.
Now Ansmas is going to have a go potentially as well, and he's going to get boxed in behind the Williams, and it's not going to help his case against the McLaren.
Adam Lee is under pressure as well from Kirby again.
I believe those two have switched positions because they were behind last time.
Oh! Checo tries to go up the inside of NT and hits him and then hits the wall, but I don't think the Aston Martin got damaged. But look how close he is to the back of that Red Bull. Oh, he almost... Oh, Dilworld's crashed somewhere. Oh, no, he's not.
Yeah,
He's in the pits.
That's in pits.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Maz has got past Scott as well. So Scott's lost 2 positions in 1 lap.
Yeah.
Wide though.
Here we go. Is Kirby going to make a move on Adam Lee coming down the straight? He's... Nope, he didn't have enough.
We're going to have Scott trying to make a move potentially on Ansmaz at front, just a little bit further up the field. Vapid runs a little wide. Ansmaz is seeing is eyeing up the prey in the Williams, in the form of the Williams driver here, and seeing what he can do.
Yep.
We also forget that we do have Tom Gorian sitting at the back of this queue, who has been sitting watching this all unfold and has just, as I say, been waiting for the perfect opportunity.
Well, also as well, everyone in front of Kirby, apart from obviously Wilsey, Ansmaz and Paraquix, is going to have to pit before everyone else.
Ansmaz is actually, talking of him, he's going to try and do the same thing to Vapid as what was done before, and once again, that outside move is proving to be very popular.
Yep. I mean, you can't really defend when it's basically
Scott,
a straight.
Once again, Scott is really struggling. He's already fell out of DRS of Vapid now.
And now in the clutches of Tom Gorian. Oh, Tom nearly loses the back end of the Alpine there, coming out the corners. Let's see what he's going to do down the straight, because Scott W won't have DRS coming down the straight.
He's going to wait just now. It's going to be the next straight. He wants to get as close as possible for the next one coming up.
Well, here he goes. Kind of has a little look, but obviously doesn't go for a move. Closed up really, really close there to the back of Scott W's Haas.
He's going to use up a little bit of his battery now to try and get himself a little bit closer. He's within half a second. He's not going to be close enough though.
Nope.
Zansman sets the fast lap of the Grand Prix on the hard compound tyres.
It does indeed. So, Wilsey as well, 2.1 seconds back. I mean, still...
It's about the same. That gap's kind of 2.1, 2.2 seconds between Wilsey and Tom. I mean, I believe a little bit of that is Wilsey being a little bit more cautious due to the fact that, I mean,
yeah, with a no line.
Your first track with no line, I mean, talk about a little bit more of a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably say the easiest one to do with no line is the one that I learned no traction on, and that's Austria. Because obviously it's shorter.
A lot of battery is being used here. He's going to go down the inside this time, but it's going to leave the better line for Scott on the outside, because he's going to have line inside for the next corner.
Nice defense by Scott. Manages to keep Tom.
I don't believe that Tom Gorian went the correct side there. He should have gone to the outside there. That would have compromised Scott for the next corner.
Look how close he's going to be for the DRS section though, as Adam Lee gets a penalty.
On the back, well, he's in the fight with Angelissimo, and he's quite close as well. We'll see in a second how that battle shapes. That Tom Gorian, he's going to use up a lot of his battery to go in the inside of Scott.
Get a straight line
Scott's
speed.
Probably not going to fight this. I believe some of the drivers are running very, very low wings. However, I'm noticing that Cal has got a little bit of a three car queue or 2 or 3 car queue behind him.
Ansmaz again.
He's not close enough. Scott's really struggling with straight line speed from the looks of it.
Yeah, I think he may be more on the downforce for the corners. But yeah, Ansmaz sets the fastest lap again in those hards, 1.4 seconds back from Paraquix.
Yeah, that was 2 seconds, that gap, just over 2 seconds. That gap has decreased tenfold.
Yep.
In the last little bit. Angelissimo's dropped off, well, Adam Lee's dropped off a little bit, as Angelissimo's currently putting a little bit of pressure on Cal in the middle sector at this moment in time. I believe it anyway. As he's going to have the DRS here, I'm going to reckon, but Angelissimo's not going to have much battery here to use. Putting comparison to Cal, who's actually even less battery than what the Ferrari driver is. As here comes a little bit more battery usage from Angelissimo. He's going to look at the overspeed he's going to have. Cal he's going to cover the inside, but once again, it's going to be futile. No, it's not. Cal keeps hold of it, but Angelissimo
he goes really wide.
Outside, and it's got the inside line for the next corner. It's going to be side by side. Cal is still there in the Aston Martin. He's going to have the inside line for the next corner. Angelissimo, is he going to have to yield? Yes, he is. He's going to have to give the position back because he did overtake Cal illegally there.
Yep, off track.
That's going to cause a little bit of trouble. And Adam Lee, now he's going to get the drive, and now he's going to allow Adam Lee in the Alfa Romeo, who's got a little bit more battery, not by much. to go down the inside, but he's going to go around the outside, look for the outside line on the Alfa Romeo, on the Aston Martin. He's going to go for a double move here, potentially.
3
Try and
wide.
get 2 in 1 go.
Oh, that's
Oh
got to be
my
close.
word, Adam Lee, I'm amazed he's managed to get away with that without any kind of trouble, or considering where he was on the outside. Cal loses 2 positions. Here comes Adam Lee once again on the back of the Ferrari of Angelissimo. Not much battery between the two of them. And it's going to be down the inside. Can Adam Lee make the braking point and down the inside? However, this is that line there that Angelissimo has, gives him the inside line there. However, Adam Lee is still side by side, and it's going to be side by side still as we go through here. He's going to be Angelissimo with the inside line for the next corner, I do believe. Is he going to back out of it? No, Adam Lee has managed to do it. No, it's Angelissimo.
Yep,
No,
Adam Lee's in front.
Done.
Yep, Adam Lee has managed to do make the move stick. Angelissimo goes a little bit too wide on the entry to that corner there.
The DRS though.
Yep, it's fallen back a little bit, but he is going to have
all of this confusion as we have a yellow.
red. Oh, it's NT.
That's NT.
Yeah, he's
had
spun.
a little bit of trouble with the spin. It's allowed. That's allowed Kirby into the fight, and Angelissimo thinks of it going back down the inside. Cal as well may well want to save some battery while he's in this train because he's very low on deployment, as is the drivers around him.
Well,
Kirby in the best position here of all people for ERS. It's unusual considering that Kirby used to be someone who, if he really wanted to, could probably deploy all of his battery in one go if he really wanted to. But he's been a little bit more measured this at the moment.
yeah, I mean, if I was Kirby, I would be a little bit reserved because obviously the 3 guys in front of you are going to be pitting soon because they're on mediums and he's on hards, so he can go a lot longer into the race. It could potentially go.
Oh,
it could potentially go. It could potentially go.
A little bit wide there.
It could potentially go towards the end and
eventually
move to the softs. But here goes Angelissimo again. He's got DRS.
Back,
nope.
As I say, Cal is fell behind, and I think Cal is more likely at the moment to be overtaken by Kirby than he is to get close to Angelissimo in front of the Ferrari. Tom Gorian at the moment, as we know as well, for the battle for 3rd place, is just about holding on there to the back as we have a yellow flag once again. I believe that is an Alpine. That is Tom Gorian.
It is Tom Gorian.
A little bit of a collision. Angelissimo's wide. That is a wide moment from Angelissimo, and I don't know what. I think he may have been caught a little bit off guard by the apex there.
Oh, NT's round again.
Cal's not able to do anything there, so let's go back. I think Angelissimo, he needs to save a little bit of battery, does the Ferrari driver, so he can get a little bit closer to Adam Lee and not be using it because he's only about 12%. And I believe Adam Lee, he's on about 25 now.
NT has it crashed?
No, he's not. He's in the what? He's not out of the Grand Prix. I'm gonna have a look.
Let's jump on board with.
Yeah, he's not crashed.
No, his car's still there.
I'll go and see if I can get him back into the lobby. I'll see if I can find him for you. As you want, if you want to keep an eye on the rest of it.
Kirby gets past Cal coming down the straight, and Adam Lee and Angelissimo are battling as well. Oh, what happened to Angelissimo there? Two of them are still side by side. Kirby and Cal behind. Kirby has got past Cal.
Oh yes, they are. Angelissimo, that's a beautiful run around the outside.
Yep, manages to get past Adam Lee.
Is Adam Lee? Well, these two have been. It's 2 Ferrari-powered cars. Up against each other. You got Ferrari Works team versus the customer team right here. However, if you notice while we're looking at this battle here, it looks like the sort of the gaps at the front, Ansmas isn't closing nearly as quickly as what he was. It's like very light. It's very small amounts of time gain now for Ansmas.
It's not that. It looks like Kirby may actually be switching on as well because he's pulled away from Cal.
However, as I say that, Ansmas has just creeped himself into DRS. However, looking at this battle back here, Adam Lee is going to go round clean sweep around the outside of Angelissimo. Angelissimo does break. Oh, a little bit of contact there between the two cars does force Adam Lee a little bit wide. But no, nothing worse done there as Angelissimo is going to be, whoa, big moment there from the Ferrari driver, the rear end wanting to step out. However, the front is about to get interesting.
Yep, Ansmas Paraquicks are within 5/10 of each other. Is Ansmas going to try and make a move coming down into turn 1 as he puts the fastest lap of the race in again? 1:30.9, not close enough for a move into turn 1, but...
Yep, I believe Ansmas, I think he may well just set a fastest lap once again.
Yeah, he did, 1:30.9.
Yep.
I think he's been nursing those tyres. And now he's pushing it.
Yeah. after 13 laps, we are starting to see, if I'm looking at the back of Para's tyres, you can see the little bits of the graining starting to form in those rear tyres. I mean, you can see the grooves starting to form.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the safety car would have helped prolong the tyre a little bit, but as Angelissimo, Adam Lee, and Cal are all in the pits.
Yep, Alfa is up to P8, but we know he will definitely have to pit again with that 5-second penalty, so that will lose him time.
Well, Kirby's now behind his teammate of Tom Gorian, but he is 9.3 seconds behind. Tom Gorian will have to pit as well, I believe so anyway, he's on mediums. And I don't think they'll go. Artie is still going with 10 lap old softs.
Yep, obviously I believe it's I'm trying to remember what nation that's, Latvian, I believe. The Latvian driver trying to see how long he can make those tyres last, but Adam Lee has got past, obviously. Antsma's not able to get close in the meantime, but I believe he's going to be close this time. Para's going to have to use a little bit of the battery. I'm going to go on board with the Red Bull driver, looking back at Antsma, see if he can actually see if he can get past. Nope. Para, I think, is running lower downforce.
Yep.
So the front runner, one of the front
Vapid.
runners is in the pits. That is
Yep.
Vapid. Scott
Tom
has stayed
Gorian.
out.
Tom Gorian's in as well, so he comes
Obviously,
in.
Tom Gorian, I believe, lost a little bit of time with that spin earlier on the race, which
Yep.
would not have helped his cause. So now
Hard.
the only person in the medium still left is Scott. But the thing is, the tyres on this year's game don't really go as long as you think they go. So the softs are not they're not a durable tyre this year. It's what they were in last game.
Oh, Alpha's
I
in.
believe there was
Alpha Artie's in the pits. I just saw a
he's
glitch
probably
there.
I believe he's probably going to go for another set of mediums if he has a set of mediums.
No, it looks
We'll
like
take a look
hard.
then from there.
Yeah, he's serving a 5-second penalty though.
Oh, I'm looking at the gap up front, by the way, in the meantime. That gap has closed. Practically, Antsmas is pushing that Red Bull there. Look at the difference in the middle sector. Antsmas gets really close. However, this time, Para's going to have to cover the inside. Here comes Antsmas. This is exactly what Para wants. Para, with probably more straight line speed in that Red Bull, has barely used any ERS, and I believe he has slightly more deployment. Looking like he wants to get the cutback on the McLaren driver of Antsmas as we go into down the straight. Can he make the move? He's going to maybe try and have to use a little bit of battery. Although I thought he was going to get close enough. Not the case.
Nope, he's not quite close enough. Just to note as well, Alpha Artie, after serving his 5-second penalty that he got, Scott W is now in the pits, has come out behind XCR Senate. So Fresh is just on the back of him as well. NT's not back in yet.
Scott's finally in as well.
Yep.
And the pits after 15 laps, so hard tyres for the Haas driver. The only Haas driver here this week because we do not have Rydog.
Nope, he is not here. Kirby jumps up to P4. I believe the top 4 still have to pit. Yeah, they do.
Yep, there's another time penalty for Artie. I believe that's 6 seconds he now has. To get to that 5 seconds.
I think so. Yes, he has 6 seconds. Which is not going to help him in the finishing positions, but Paraquixel still over the back of Antsmas.
The thing is, now oh!
Yeah, that was a wobble.
Big slide there from Antsmas. I was going to say, well done on holding that, but let's see if Antsmas covers the inside or if he'll have it here.
Oh, Vapid and Scott W are going at it as well.
I thought that Para had more straight line speed. Maybe that was... I'm not sure anymore on that one. As Para is definitely good on the inside. That's an interesting call from Para. Look, great cutback though from Antsmas. That's obviously because Para was on a tighter. Whoa!
And Para's in the pits.
Oh. I wonder. I'm not sure about that. I think Antsmas could have left a tiny bit more space there, unless that was Para going in the pits deliberately there.
I mean, yeah, I think so. The cutback
Mediums
from Antsmas. The cutback from Antsmas was pretty good. I think Para lost a little bit of traction on the corner when he hit the.
Well has gone past, but he needs to stop still.
Yeah, he does. So does Antsmas.
He's going to come out ahead of Kirby, I do believe.
Kirby's
so
in.
That's going to be good for.
Kirby's into the pits.
So, this is going to be crucial now. Obviously, Para is the first one to pull the trigger in terms of the strategy choice of changing on the hards onto the mediums. I'm assuming we're going to see Woolsey and Ansmas in this lap.
Alpha gets another penalty. Yeah,
Plus 9 seconds.
most
He may well be
probably.
having fun with the corner cutting. Right
Um,
there.
I think it's going to be interesting what Ansmaz and Wilsey are going to do, because obviously Paras came in for the mediums and he's 19.6 seconds behind Ansmaz. So
Yes, 19.7.
I think the pit time here is around about the 18-19 second mark. So he probably will want to come in very shortly, because
Well, he's already
Paraquix.
getting 3/10 at the moment.
Well,
From what I can
Paraquix
see.
is gaining time on Wilsey as we've got a yellow flag. I believe that's an Aston
That
Martin.
is
Checo. It is
Checo at the
Checo.
back.
And Ansmaz is in.
Yep, Woolsey's probably going to be in as well. I will keep an eye on Para to see where. I'll keep an eye on Ansmans if you want to keep an eye on Para and see where this gap is going to come out.
Para's right behind Wilsey. Wilsey is in, and Para is coming round the final corner.
Is coming down the pit lane now.
Yep.
He's always going to only be at 40 odd miles an hour. Para is coming down. It is going to be the lead for Para. What is the gap going to be as they come out of the pits? It's not going to be much. Actually, Ansmans has done it.
Yep. Oh, or has he?
Oh, no, he's not.
Para goes round the outside. What a move. What a move.
The shallow line for Ansmans there did not help him.
Nope. That was a brilliant move by Paraquix though to take the lead, but now this is where it's going to matter, because Ansmaz cannot. Obviously, after the pit stop, his tyres are not going to be hot enough yet, but he cannot, like what is happening now, let Paraquix just pull away, because it may be bad for him. He is back in DRS, but he doesn't have DRS because he was outside of it when the past the detection zone. Although there is a Alpha Tauri just up in front of him, I believe it's XR Senna, so that may actually give Paraquix, if he catches him, it may give him DRS. I don't think he's close enough yet to get DRS down the straight, but he may get it at another point. He's still quite a bit away.
Scott and Vapid a bit further back. Noted how Scott was struggling on the mediums earlier on. I am already seeing he is enjoying these hards a lot more than what he was the mediums.
Yep, the hards do feel a lot better on the mediums. On most tracks, that is. Ansmaz is now within the DRS again. Para puts in the fastest lap, 1:30.3. Scott W is still over the back of Vapid Coot as well.
We've got Kirby as well in the battle for 9th against Cal. They've gone side by side. I think Cal's made a mistake coming out of that corner, and it's an easy move for Kirby there.
Yep. Scott's still in the back of Vapid as well, not letting up. So the Williams driver under massive pressure from the Haas behind. Scott's looked very, very quick, so this could be problems for Vapid. Although Vapid and Scott have got 15.5 seconds to the front two.
Yeah, that's just the difference between the front two in terms of the pace. They're just in a league of their own. However, I believe Vapid may well have just got DRS off of the back. No, he didn't. I thought he just got DRS off the ghost car there. No, he didn't, unfortunately. However, I think Ansmaz has got those tyres up to temperature.
Yep, he has. He's all over the back of Paraquix. He's going to make a move coming down the straight. He's going to get DRS, and he's very, very close.
Para wants him to make the move now, so he can go for it on the next zone.
And he does indeed make the move. Is Para going to try and come back at him? He is not.
Another cutback. I mean,
oh yes,
it's been left wide open. Para, that's a nice cutback. They're being side by side. The McLaren is going to try and hold it on the inside. However, Para's going to use a little bit of his battery to try and get past, and that is a great move into turn 1 for Para on the outside.
Yep, it was indeed, managing to take back the lead of the Grand Prix. I have no idea whose car that is. Oh, I think that's So Fresh. Yeah, it's So Fresh. Yeah, so still within 3/10 of each other. I think Paraquix is going to get DRS coming down the straight because of the Alpha Tauri right in front of him.
We'll see in just a second. I'll be able to tell you in just a second if he did. No, he didn't.
Nope, he did not.
Now, Ansmaz, the place you want to make the move is around the outside. Para defends the inside, but really it would be better for Para to hold the outside line and give the inside,
Oh.
which will give him the inside for the next corner. There's just enough space is given between the two drivers. The Red Bull driver does stay ahead. Little bit of a wobble.
Oh.
Little bit of curb there for Ansmaz. There's not really going to be any move made here. Ansmaz though is going to have the line for the next corner and the DRS.
Yep, he
Let's see,
is.
it looks like Scott as well is going to be close in the battle for what is third place at the moment. I'll go and keep an eye on that battle in just a second. But here comes Scott Ansmaz once again for the lead of the Grand Prix. He's going to go down the inside. He needs to make sure he covers the inside. He's not done it once again, and Para is just going to have it, although not quite as good this time.
Oh, it goes really wide, but he does actually keep the
Para
lead.
don't think is going to be close enough to make it stick.
Nope.
No.
Adam Lees had a spin
Wise
as well.
there. Very wise from Ansmaz to cover the cutback line. However, we're going to look back now at Scott W. Let's see if he can actually get close to the back of Vapid, but the major difference here is Vapid does have more battery than Scott. Scott's only at about 6%.
Well, just looking as well, if Exior Senna can keep up with Ansmaz and Paraquix, he has fallen back a little bit, but they can drag him away from SoFresh, who's on hards. But Scott W is still sticking within the DRS of Vapid.
Para is going to try and go around the outside. The exact same thing, and Ansmaz gives them the liberal same amount of space that he was left the previous lap.
Here they go. The hardest part of the track, I would say, for an overtake or to follow another car through.
Especially, I'd say you do not want to touch that very high curb that's on the second part there as you go through.
Yeah, no, you don't want to touch any part of that curb.
As here comes, we're going to look back from McLaren driver. You can see the Red Bull driver is looking very, very close. He's getting closer and closer in those mirrors. He'll be seeing this coming. Ansmazi doesn't cover the inside line. Maybe that is deliberate from the McLaren driver. They go side by side, looking at it from the side camera view of the Red Bull. The Red Bull falls back into line. Once again, it looks like, I thought Para had the initial upper hand on straight line speed, but it looks like the Ansmaz just has him.
Yeah, I mean, Ansmaz's defending is on point and he's putting his car in the perfect place, so he's definitely holding off Paraquix, and I wonder how much the frustration levels will be building in the Red Bull driver.
It's all about patience for the Red Bull driver. He needs
Yep.
to pick his moan perfectly.
Well, lap 2 of 29, we are getting down to the nitty gritty laps.
Lap 2? 22?
Lap 22 of 29, sorry. We are getting down to the nitty gritty laps.
I mean, that used to be the way it used to work when they count the laps down.
Well,
I think it's the other way around now.
oh, here goes Paraquix.
However-
Nope, not again. He doesn't make the move this time. I think he's going to leave it until the
think
straight.
Some drivers have got wise to the outside line being the preferred line.
Yep, I definitely think he's leaving it until the straight though. Look how close he is to the back of that McLaren.
Eventually, as I say, because of the way this is working now, Ansmaz can just use a little bit of his battery, getting a little bit further away. Because I'm now looking at Ansmaz, and because Para is having to use the battery a little bit more, he's on less deployment now, and he was on more before than what there is. But look how close the Red Bull driver gets. Ansmaz does go to the inside to defend, covering that potential cutback line. However, he hasn't covered it enough. Para goes side by side, the Red Bull driver, looking at the side view from the Red Bull driver view. It's going to be side by side, but I believe Para is just going to have it. Let's see if it's going to be sent back at the side by Ansmaz. No, it's not.
Nope, he
However,
got DRS.
Scott and Woolsey.
Oh,
Woolsey's just come from absolutely nowhere on the medium compound tyres. A good lunge up the inside from the Mercedes driver, and Scott has lost another position, and now Woolsey is going to be putting pressure on Vapid.
yep. Faster compound tyre, only 5 laps old as well, so only six and a bit laps left. So he will definitely be pushing to try and get back up into the podium place. He can do it. Vapid is right in front of him.
He needs to use a little bit of his battery to get a little bit closer. He is very close. It's going to be the outside line as they go for the braking zone. Para holds him to the outside. He's going to be just outside of the line. However, I think he's got it done. A little bit of contact there. Para, I'm not sure would be happy about the little bit of contact there as they came out of the corner. However, no one really suffers out of that. But Para now is going to be close. I'm wanting to make the move. Para on a little bit less battery now. I'm looking at Matt Ansmas is in about 80% or 75. Here comes Power once again, looking back from the McLaren driver. It's going to be side by side once again. The Red Bull driver goes for the outside. Ansmas needs to cover it. However, this time round, Para cannot get this done.
And he gets in front. Wilsey is all over the back of Vapid. Is he going to make a move for P3?
This is going to, I think that Wilsey may well be about to take the podium position away from Vapid here.
Is he going to dive it down the inside? He's not. He's actually going to wait.
Yep, that is a wise decision from the Welshman here. He's going to wait for the next zone to come up. However, look at the battery deployment on Wilsey. He has been pushing heavy.
Yep.
If you look at the fact that he has no deployment left, Wilsey, is he going to get down the inside?
Oh,
he
dive bomb.
sends it. Vapid does see it coming, does leave the space. Well appreciated there from the Williams driver of Vapid. And I think now Vapid's going to see that light there is flashing there. However, he doesn't have much deployment really to play with himself, but I believe that's as high as Wilsey is actually going to get up the grid in terms of that.
There was a yellow flag. I don't know what that was for, but yeah. I mean, Vapid is going to have DRS, but is he going to be able to push to catch Wilsey? Because obviously Wilsey's tyres are a lot younger and a softer compound, so this is going to be interesting. He is catching him. Is he going to dive it down the inside? He's not. He's probably going to wait until the straight, like most people have done if you're not close enough on that part of the track. Paraquix is fell out of DRS range of Ansmas.
He's now out of DRS. He's just got DRS, but I reckon he's out of the range again. He's just got himself back in for the next zone.
But we will see what's going to happen.
He does have it, but he's out of a second. I think Ansmas is starting to flex the muscles a little bit now.
Well, here we go. Vapid does have DRS, but isn't close enough.
Also, do bear in mind that Scott is still in the background of this.
Yep, 1.4 seconds back from Vapid. Not too far behind, and with these two fighting, he could gain DRS and try and sneak up behind them. But let's see what's going to happen. Vapid is now out of no, he's actually still in the side DRS range, but Scott is getting ever closer to the back of that Williams.
Para's trying to get as close as he possibly can. I've noticed, although I have noticed why that DRS has dropped for Para. I've looked at the DRS deployment Ansmas now has. He decided he had enough of the battle, and he's trying to get himself away now, and he's got less battery deployment. Para's on about 30%, whereas Ansmas is only about 12%.
Well, Scott W did gain a lot of time, but he's now back to 1.3 seconds. Vapid has fell out of DRS range of Wilsey, but still a little bit closer. He keeps bringing it back down, but then it drops to about 1.1 seconds. I think this is going to end up being a battle between Scott W and Vapid towards the end. There is only 4 and a bit races left. 4 and a bit races? No, 4 and a bit laps. Words. But
Didn't know we'd gone through most of the season that quick. Jeez.
well, Paraquix has now got
I'm
back
jealous.
within.
Oh.
Oh, it's Alpha
Yeah.
Artery.
That's yep. Oh, Para, that's a moment coming out of turn 1.
Artie has damage. Yeah, Para did get back within the DRS range, but now has fell back out of it. So it's not going to help him. But what's good to note here is Ansmas is actually coming up on his teammate, so he may be able to gain.
It depends if these two have had any comms before the race about if this particular was to happen.
Oh, Paraquix has lost his front wing. He's spun. He's spun and hit the wall and has lost his entire front
no.
wing.
That's a full safety car.
It is. The safety car's out. Oh, what's going to happen here?
20. Hang on a minute. This safety car is lap 26. I think this is only going to be out for maybe 1 lap.
Yeah, possibly could be. I think Angelissimo's the first. Nope. Angelissimo is not the first person to catch it. He has actually been told to overtake it. So is XCR Senna. And most people are pitting for softs.
And so, with that, Ansmas trying to get away has now basically had that entire lead just completely eroded.
Let's see what's going to happen, because as most people don't know, in XCR, Tom Gorian actually won the first race, but it was because Wilsey made the mistake. He pit and went on
Ansmas
to.
then.
Yep, he is. He went to pit, went on to softs, and Tom stayed
Para's
out.
going to come in as well, I'm going to guess. I wonder if Wilsey will come in.
I don't know. This is what happened the last time. Wilsey made the mistake. He came in with about 5 laps left.
I believe last time the Wilsey was on much older tyres.
Uh, no, it was like a medium hard, and he was on the hards, I believe. Safety car came out, and
Yes.
he
Oh,
jumped
Wilsey's
in.
staying out.
Oh, he's staying out. So,
That's a
obviously,
different strategy call from Wilsey this time round.
I think he's probably thinking back to the XCR race where he lost the win to Tom Gorian for pitting. Let's see.
Oh, Artie has retired.
Thomas stayed out as well.
Nope, Artie's retired under safety car in the first sector. How have you done that? He's backwards. If you look at where his car is, go and look on board someone that's actually coming round. Like, someone that's about to come round that corner, say Tom Gorian. Go and see where his car is, if it is still there. No, it's just gone.
Nope, it's just gone.
Basically, his car... Oh, that's it. Tom Gorian also. That is a bold strategy call.
Yep, not pit. So, maybe trying the strategy pulled off an XCR?
Yeah, the thing is though, everyone around him, there's only going to be 3 or 4 laps, so these soft tyres will do the distance.
Well, the other factor you have to take in is, I believe in the XCR race, he was actually in the lead after everyone pit for softs. So he could take off when everyone else was fighting each other and managed to pull away from everyone. But yeah, this is a bold call from Wilsey and Tom Gorian. We'll see if it pays off, because every single person behind is going to be on softs. So
As a wise person once said in the movie Dodgeball, it's a bold strategy call, and we'll have to see if it pays off.
yep. Obviously,
If you know what I'm referring to.
yes. 4 people also have penalties: Checo, Senna, Angelissimo and Adam Lee. Adam Lee actually had a spin when we were focusing on the front
In
battle.
this lap,
Oh, it's in this lap, so that's...
I told you this would only be a 1-lap safety car.
Yep, this is...
This is going to screw over a few people near the back because of the.
I believe it's
Wilsey
gonna...
needs a great restart here. He needs Antsmas to be asleep on this restart, and he is not going to be. He's probably learned from the first one.
Well,
He's pretty much right on the back. Wilsey's just completely slowed the pack down. And Wilsey, that's a masterstroke of a strategy if Wilsey decides to go for it, because he just completely backs up Antsmas into para. And that's allowed him to get away just a little bit, and this could actually mean Wilsey is a masterstroke, because there's a 5-second penalty for Adam Lee for ignoring yellow flags. As Vapid
yeah.
and Scott once again, Scott's lost the position to, I believe, Vapid once again. And Tom Gorian is going to be under pressure. He's already dropped out of a second to Para. Para looking at Antsmas. Antsmas obviously caught out a little bit. Can Wilsey hang on to this lead?
yep, 5 tenths. Penultimate lap. This is definitely going to be very sketchy for Wilsey. He's going to have to... They're not going to have DRS. That's the one thing Wilsey has going for him. But, I mean, they're going to be extremely fast.
This is not working out for Tom Gorian. Look at the grip difference.
Antsmas gets
Vapid is
past.
right round the outside. Wilsey, yep, that's not worked for Wilsey. Can he hang on to a podium at least? Para's trying to go for a move there, I can see there, but there's not going to be anything made there. And now Antsmas is going to be saying thank you there, as Wilsey, there's a little bit of a loose rear traction there. Look at the grip difference as he come out this corner. Para is going to have a clean sweep down the inside towards the next corner. Oh, however, he's going to wait. That's a curious one from Para. I thought he was going to go for the move there.
I think Wilsey has just a little bit more straight line speed. As
Tom Gorian's about to lose yet another position down the outside of Scott. He's going to try and fight back against the Haas driver. Little bit wide. Oh, come on, Tom. You can't do that.
Oh, it's caused a crash.
You're running Scott into the wall there. You can't do that.
So Scott and Tom drop back to 8th and 9th. Kirby moves up to 7th with Adam Lee in 6th.
It seems like side pods just got connected there.
Well, Paraquick's still on the back of Wilsey. We are on the final lap as well.
Holding his own in second at the moment. However, he still has to survive, I believe, 2 more zones.
Yep, he
where
does.
He could potentially lose position. I believe.
Oh, he spun!
Big moment for Wilsey. That is a big moment. That's just handing Vapid a podium. However, look at that. That's a big moment from Para. He's crumbled in the final laps of this race. That's 2nd place for Vapid.
Yep, Para has dropped it.
Angelissimo I believe I do. He has a penalty, but he's close. But I don't believe he's going to be close enough.
Kirby could potentially jump up to P4 here. Oh, Kirby's just... Wow, I'm not even going to say people's names anymore.
5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. That's a curious one. He could get that removed later, who knows?
Yeah, I don't think that's right, because there was no yellow flag, because Wilsey got moving again. But let's see.
Vapid's going to be wide. I'm going to keep an eye on the battle here if you want to go and see how see Ansmas crossing the line.
Yep, he is currently 4.4 seconds out in front, and is going to take the victory for round 2 in RFL as he comes up to the final couple of corners across that detection zone, and does take takes the fastest lap as well as Vapid Cook comes round and does take P2. Paraquix takes P3. Is Angelissimo going to keep it? He's not. Oh, he does.
He does keep P4.
Well, oh, Wilsey jumps up to P5.
Yeah,
so Wilsey. I mean,
yeah, I believe there's some penalties that will need to be resolved and all that, but that was a very good clean fight up front. Good battles elsewhere as well, but just enough space was left between the front runners.
Yep. I believe Paraquix had a throttle glitch.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so obviously not good.
Dropped him back down to third.
Yeah, not good from the Red Bull driver.
Kirby gets driver of the day. However, who is driver of the day from your? Who are we going with for driver of the day?
I think I'm gonna have to say Antsmaz.
Yeah.
And
as much as it seems like the boring choice here.
I mean, I would probably say just because YT Dasos God.
Hey, mate.
Thank you for the follow and welcome. Yeah, I would say, I would definitely say Antsmaz. Just because the battle between him and Paraquix was unbelievable, how he held his nerve throughout the whole lot, and then just a master stroke at getting past Wilsey, and then just pulling off into the distance.
Yep. I mean, Wilsey was a little unfortunate with the spin because I believe he would have been in a good position for a podium there with everything that happened there. And I mean, actually, there is one person we've missed there that was a sleeping. That kind of slept, that kind of just like went through the race and we didn't really see much of him apart from the battles. That was Angelissimo from P13.
Yeah, he went 13th to 4th.
4th, yeah. Because Kirby got driver of the day from 15th to 6th. That's also a decent drive from the Alpine driver. So that's a close call, is actually between Antsmaz for the win and Angelissimo for just like staying where he keeping himself there.
As Sam just said, we have Antsmaz winning with Vapid in 2nd, Paraquix in 3rd, Angelissimo 4th, Wilsey 5th, Kirby 6th, Scott W in 7th, Tom Gorian 8th, Adam Lee 9th, Cal 17 F1 10th, Checo 11th, Senna in 12th, Sofresh 13th, NT in 25 and 14th, and then we had Alpha Arty in 15th, and then Dillworld and I believe it was, who was the, no it was Alpha, no sorry it wasn't, it was JDMFA and Dillworld who DNF'd.
I will see about getting some of the drivers into the party. You want to do thing with questions? Vapid in? Where's Vapid? He's still there. And I believe 3rd place was Paro, wasn't it? He's not in this lobby anymore, is he?
No, I don't believe he is. You should be able to see him on recently played though.
Yeah, I'll go have a look for him. Find him and send him a party invite as well. Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening. Para, there's Para. There we go. We're just waiting on Para if he does want to join. Well, we're still waiting on Vapid as well, if he's actually joining us.
I think he's watching the stream. Vapid jump into the party.
Yes, if you want to give us your thoughts.
There he is.
Go. And we're just waiting on Para, although I'm not sure if Para will really want to speak to us after the race. I'm not sure.
Possibility. we'll wait and see if he
They're doing
jumps
all
in.
the things. We'll give him a couple of minutes. If he doesn't, then we'll
Um,
just go ahead with who be third and first, second
well,
and third,
I
second first rather.
I would just like to say that that was a. I mean, even though we had slight difficulties and stuff with lobby, which is just Codemaster
And
things.
the parties as well being a
Um,
pain.
um,
Which did hold out once they were fine, once they all got sorted out. I think I'm just gonna have to reset every so often just when I do these
okay,
beforehand, because we're having issues.
I think gaming Grammy is para quicks. He's put go ahead. I'm in a rush, so I don't think he's going to join.
Okay.
So we can start with the.
All right. So we won't have third place, but congrats to him on that. He will feel. I think he will feel a little disappointed by some of the stuff that did happen later in the race, but it's still a third place for him. So on to second place this week. Once again, being consistent, much like last week. Vapid, welcome back to the podium for round two. You said obviously I was speaking to you before the race, and you said that you weren't 100% sure how you were going to do around here. Are you surprised with the results after everything's happened? Talk us through it.
Yeah, to be honest, my pace wasn't great. Going into practice, I knew I was going to be in contention with the win. When I seen the like Sahan's pace, I was like, there's just no hope in hell I was fighting for the win, let alone get on the podium. So, yeah, and the likes of Scott, Tom, and Wills were all catching up to me. I'm like, this just isn't looking good. But yeah, I just made the right calls when I could. I kept out of trouble, and yeah, honest to God, I'm actually shocked I brought that home with that sort of setup in P2 because it was got to be the most slowest setup I think I've ever driven on any F1 game. So, um, yeah, overall I'm happy with the P2. It's good points, consistency, and you don't win a championship over one race. So I've just got to be consistent, and I'm in it for the long haul. So, yeah, also congrats to Annie. She showed brilliant pace throughout the whole time I did practice with him, and yeah, there was no matching him today. So yeah, congrats.
Yep. Obviously, we saw you in the battle with Scott during the race. In the end, you just managed to get you just managed to get the upper hand on the Haas drivers. Talk us through what was going through your head when you were going through that the sort of the battle with Scott.
Um, well, I knew if I kept it consistent and didn't put a foot wrong, I maybe would have had stand a chance to hold their position. But then Ed Ed came to my notice like quite quickly on that they didn't have the straight line speed compared to what I had, so I used that to my advantage and saved up my ERS in like the twisty turny bit. And but even though I was running a low drag setup, it does generally save your ERS a lot more better as well because you're not using the engine as much. So I basically just blasted the ERS down the main straight every single time it got close to me, and I would pull like another half a second out front. So it seemed to work good for defence. I just yeah, I was just a bit gutted I didn't have the outright pace to be up fighting for the win on raw pace. But yeah, overall I'm happy with the drive.
As I say, yep. And then finally, we have Bahrain up next from the secure circuit. How are we feeling it going into that one for yourself?
I mean, Bahrain's been a good hunting ground for me in the past, but I would say on the last game and probably this game as well, it's not been particularly one of my favourite tracks because I don't know what they've done to the track, but I've just not been keen on it. So I'm hoping I can get another good result. It would be a dream to win the race, but I'm going to be a bit realistic. So I'm hopefully we can maybe get another podium or so, but we'll just need to wait and see and pick up just be there when the other guys have a bit of a demo dive and just pick up the pieces. So yeah, I'll just need to wait and see.
Well, as I say, as you see yourself, it's a long season, and hopefully, as I say, you can keep up the consistency, and we'll hopefully see you next week in Bahrain the podium.
Mm, thank you.
And finally, obviously, we'll have two people in this week because Paro was not available for the for questions after let's just say, not wanting to speak with the media after his race. Certain things happened. We have Antsmans, who obviously won the race. Obviously, you had the bat. Obviously, it was after to begin with. It looks like there was a little bit of struggle with the tire heat up with the hard tires, but once you got into the groove, yourself and Para seemed like you just kind of pulled away from everyone else, and it looked like it was just a fight between you two. But as I say, you got the upper hand in the end, Antsmans. But as I say, talk us through it from your view.
Right. Yeah, it was decent. In the sprint race, I had a little disconnection, so we moved. So I made a little cheeky comeback there. For the race, yeah, it was me and Para having a lovely battle. And then I got to a point, it was like lap 66. I just used all my RS just to get out of 1 second, which just worked, I think, to plan. And then the safety car came out, I was like, oh, crap. I'm gonna have a mare here. Saw Artie in front of me, I'm like, oh, I have to pit. I can't not pit. I had Beggy as a front wing. Go into the pit lane. Christ, I was shaking, thinking he's gonna overtake me in the pit lane, Para, and lose the win. But thank God I had a big enough gap just to hold on to it. Would have been like Lewis Hamilton, like 2020 or 2021, whatever. But Jesus, but lovely battle, Para. That was fantastic.
Obviously, just as I say, talk us through, as I say, what was going through your head when we were when you two were battling. Sort of your thoughts on, is this, say,
Uh,
sort of thing like, sort of thing like that. Yeah, sorry,
uh,
badly worded, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got ya. Yeah, basically, I thought I got the straight line speed advantage. I was I'd use that to my advantage in the race. So I let him push harder than I would push, so make him use more of his ERS. So I let him overtake him, then I'll re-overtake him, blah blah blah, just do all that. And once I overtook him, saw him do a little mistake. I said, I can't swear, shit. Oh, sorry. I'll just say, damn.
It's already happened. Carry on. It's all right. We can
I
we
said,
can we can work around it.
yeah, so I said, damn, I need to push here. Hammer time. I just used all my ORS and just tried to get the second before like the end of the race, which just worked to perfection until the safety car came out.
Yep, and obviously then there was a little bit of curveball thrown in with Wilsey, but you managed to deal with that little thing as well.
Oh yeah, I was nearly pooing myself there. I had a terrible restart.
Carry on. It's all right.
I had a terrible restart, and then Para nearly got me. I was like, oh no! But yeah, I held it, and then got past Wilsey, and then when you got softs, fresh tyres, in your lead, and Wilsey's got mediums, it was pretty much done and dusted. And then Mappy came on the podium. My God.
And then finally, after all the mumbling of words from myself and not managing to get the words that I want to get out, Bahrain next up from skier, the skier circuits. How are we feeling going into this? Is it a strong track for yourself, or do you need some work going into it?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna miss the next two races.
Oh.
Yes, unfortunately, yeah. Gone to see the fam in Italy, Get a time.
Fair enough.
kept that one quiet.
Yeah. At least I'm not going home. Haha. Disappointed.
Mm. So we'll probably see you back at round number
Probably 4
So,
or 5.
either
Yeah.
Silverstone or Paul Ricard then.
What's round 5?
That is Paul Ricard at France.
Yeah, I'll be back then.
Just in
Okay.
time before the reverse grid as well for round 6.
Ooh. Tasty.
Okay.
Round Australia.
Be an interesting one. Then we'll also find out more as that goes along. However, unless Button, you have anything else to add to this, that is pretty much just going to be me in terms of what I have to say.
I think the only question I've got is, Vapid, how much were you jumping up and down out your seat when Wolsey spun?
I mean, when I seen him spun and then the power having a bit of a half slide as well, you could probably say there was a lot of swearing going on in my mind, thinking how the
Yeah,
everything
bleep,
have I
bleep,
done,
bleep,
how
yeah.
this happened. I was probably like a bit excited, so
Well, still entertaining race. Knew it was going to be difficult because it's Miami and not the best track, but not the worst either. But congrats to both of you for landing on the podium, and to Para as well. I know he can't be here, but that's fine. And hopefully you continue on your luck for next week, Vapid, and Antsmaz, we will see you when you come back for round 5. But that's it from me and Sam tonight. We will
Hopefully
obviously.
we'll have less issues next week.
Well, yeah. Hopefully there is less issues next week. Hopefully Codemasters pull their fingers out and actually fix this game, which I doubt very much. Because they've not done it in the past. I don't think they're
I would
going
just like
I know.
quickly say, I would like to apologise for the delay as well for everyone, just because there was a couple of drivers had hit the button prior to, and then that caused the whole thing to having to get reset and everything. So
Yeah, that's fine. I
Alright.
explained a couple of things
He's-
on stream. I know
Yeah.
Checo had a problem. His wheel remapped all his buttons. I think that actually happened to someone last week as well. Where remapped all the buttons. But I mean, it happens. It's what happens. The game's not 100% perfect. I doubt it will ever be 100% perfect. So we just have to work around the faults and glitches and bugs and stuff. But it can be a bit of a pain. But still, the racing goes on. But as Sambo said, we are back next week for round 3, round Bahrain. Should be a pretty decent race because Bahrain always brings out good racing between everybody. It's a fairly, I would say, popular track that mostly everybody likes. I
Back to
do not like it.
familiarities. There.
Yeah,
A
back to
big speech.
familiar track. There you go,
Yes,
Sam.
we're just gonna go on that.
Yeah, but obviously that's it from us. Until then, we will see everyone then. But thanks to Sam for jumping in with me again. It's brilliant to commentate over the races and look forward to next week around Bahrain. So until then, that's it from us, and we will see everyone then. Goodbye.
See everyone.